MoveQuest protocol, remember the name. Check your stats. Secure the bag. Go the distance. MoveQuest. Out.
Same suit, same tie. Shake hands on camera, then shrug when we cry. They print favors, we pay in time. Scrolling through headlines while they rewrite the crime. I'm tired begging for a seat at their table. Hands in our pockets while they calling it stable. If truth is a number that they can't revise, then let it be cold, that they can't privatize. Empty promises, nothing but lies. Satoshi made it for the people to rise. Blocks on the chain, we remember the price. Line by line, we reclaim our lives. They love that keeps us on a leash. Exchange rules overnight. Call the theft easiest, but here's one ledger they can't erase. Every tick, every trade, stamped in its place. I'm done with pretending they got our future when every new crisis just fattens the ruler. If power is numbers they can't centralize, let it be ours, let it be digitized. Empty promises, nothing but lies. Satoshi made it for the people who rise. Blocks on the chain, we remember the price. Line by line, we reclaim our lives. From the miner's hum to the cold key stash, from the broke kids back into the old guard cash. Every peer, every note is a never again. We don't need their permission for our money to send. Face up tight, feel the ground shake. Every step's a dollar I make. Left foot, right foot, it's a game we play. Health and wealth in a single sway.
Step by step, watch me climb. Every move I'm cashing time. Run, walk, jump, it's all mine. Get healthy, get wealthy, redefine. Yeah, get healthy, get wealthy.
Redefined. What's my currency? No bank in sight. Sunrise to sunset, I own the night. Every stretch, every twist has a price. This grind pays twice, it's paradise. No excuses, no delay. Every motion makes my payday.
Yeah, hey, step by step, watch me climb.
Every move I'm cashing time.
Run, walk, jump,
It's all mine, get healthy. healthy, get wealthy.
Yeah,
Redefine.
hey, step by
Step, watch me climb. Every move I'm cashing time. Run, walk, jump. It's all mine. Get healthy, get wealthy. Redefine.
stumble fall, I'm still in the race. Each bruise another badge I embrace. Momentum builds, can't erase the sound of coins in every pace. Every pace, every pace. Yeah, come on.
Get healthy, get wealthy, redefine. Redefine.
All right, all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome once again, everyone. It is Thursday night. We are having our MoveQuest additional, I say bonus MoveQuest update call where Miss Lynette Orton is sharing information in reference to different things going on behind the scenes with MoveQuest so that we can have a better understanding of everything that's taking place when it comes to our expansion of blockchains and things of that nature within the ecosystem. She wants each and every one of us to be in a position to really understand not just the tokenomics, the mechanics, but how all of those things actually fit and are intertwined with one another as we move forward so that we can all work to continue to, be our best selves as well as share this wonderful ecosystem with other individuals at the same time and have a true knowledge base of what's going on or what have you. So definitely appreciate all of you for being here with us this evening. Mr. Hayden, I see you're here with us this evening, sir. What do you have to say for us?
Herschel Crow, always good to be hanging out with you on a Thursday night. How you doing today, sir?
Man, I cannot be any more excited. A lot of things taking place, positive things taking place,
You're
and look
absolutely right.
more and more for look for more of that to happen as time
Uh,
continues to to advance. And one thing before I turn, one thing I just want to say this: I know
yeah.
that there were a lot of people that either went to bed with a smile on their face last night or that woke up happy this morning
Yeah,
or whatever for doing something that each and every one of us can do, and that's try, put
that's
forth a
it.
little bit of effort. And, so I want to publicly congratulate everyone yet again. It took us a couple weeks to get everything together after the end of the 90-day Elite Challenge, but at this particular time, all gifts, prizes have been remitted to all of those that participated and put forth the effort. And I just want to give all of you a round of applause and congratulate you
Absolutely.
for that effort. And stay tuned. The challenge is in development as we speak. I promise you, it will not be 120 days long. But there will there will be another one, and it's in development as we speak. So back over to you, Hayden.
No, yeah, we're looking forward to that. And I was about to say the same thing, man. We got a big surprise several days ago, and I want to say a big shout outs to you. Congratulations for pulling it off. A special shout outs to and congratulations to the entire MoveQuest Nation who participated, and a big shout out and thank you to Lynette for that very generous gift. It was very exciting to see that announcement. So just to get right into it, because I know everybody wants to get to the heart of what's going on tonight. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a special Thursday edition of the MoveQuest Community Call event. As Mr. Herschel Crow said, my name is Hayden Andre, your friendly neighborhood digital asset investor. I am always live and I am always energized, fired up, and super excited about success. Now, for those of you meeting me for the very first time, welcome to MoveQuest. I personally discovered this incredible platform and its community in 2024, and I am super grateful that someone took time to invite me to learn more. MoveQuest is an absolute chain breaker. Now, just a quick reminder before handing the mic over to the star of the show, Miss Lynette Arton. Today is officially the last day of phase one of the multi-chain mining expansion challenge. We are on day 62 of 152. So that means there are exactly 90 days left, the exact amount of days required to achieve the prize of matching mining power, NFTs, and doc slots on the 5 chains that MoveQuest is scheduled to expand to. Now, depending on your time zone, there is still plenty of time to light this up and get everything done so that you can win in a big way. Okay, now after this, we are entering phase number 2 of the challenge, which is still a very big gift. 40% of the existing mining power is what you can achieve spread across all of those chains. You can visit www.movequest.com and tap on dashboard to learn more about the full and complete details of this challenge. Now, next up, a big shout out to the first responders of the world. Your work is extremely valued and very, very appreciated. As long as you keep doing the right things, me and everyone like me, we got your back 100%. Now, lastly, make sure that you check out the official MoveQuest social media channels. Like, subscribe, follow, comment, and share. This is a very, very, very easy way to be a MoveQuest A player as we expand MoveQuest to 100,000 users and beyond. Now, you can also check out my personal challenge channel geared towards promoting MoveQuest. Okay, it's hayden.mq, hayden.mq, and I'm on Instagram. That's all for me, Herschel Crow. 2026 is going to be a big year of super, super big breakthrough. Make sure that you all do the right thing so you can make it a breakthrough year for you too. Machine mode all day, every day. Stay focused, stay rich, max out, level up. Mr. Herschel Crow, back over to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for all of that, Mr. Hayden. We're going to go ahead and keep the ball rolling. I see Miss Lynette has joined in with us this evening. How are you doing, Miss Lynette?
Yeah, there we go. My computer has been lagging today. Oh my gosh. So I was trying to unmute. I'm doing wonderful. How's everybody here doing tonight?
Everybody is great.
Hopefully everybody's doing great. All right. So let's get started tonight. I know I told everybody we'd be going over the hatcheries tonight, but there's been so many people that have contacted me today. I'm just amazed, honestly, at how many have. So I created a document today. I'm going to kind of go over it tonight. I'm going to have Waleed add it to the site as a PDF because I want everybody to be like totally understand the structure of MoveQuest and how it was built. And then I'm also working on what I've been calling all day is a hardcore utility document so that everybody understands why MoveQuest is different than a lot of these projects that pop up and come under the scrutiny of regulators. And we are very, very different from other projects that you see out there. We're 4.5 years into development. We've been strategically very careful in making sure that we follow what regulators would require that keep you safe, right, when you're getting involved in crypto. We want to be different than all of these other projects. So I'm going to be going over that tonight. And then tomorrow, what I'm going to do tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. And I'm not going to record it only because I want to have open mic participation, questions from you guys to explain the hatchery and how it works and to show you how to, figure out what strategies that you want to use so that education is important. Okay. Educating everybody that wants to learn it. And I'm going to hold these, I think. I don't know that I can guarantee it on every Friday evening. Maybe I'll turn it, into a Thursday, not a Thursday, but where it's open mic, like, where we can talk on a not a professional level, but like peer-to-peer kind of level where you don't have to, use the Q&A to type your question. You're going to actually ask me and we can interact in that way. I think it's important, but those won't be recorded because you never know what somebody's going to say on the other end. And it's just better that way. So that will be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. That way people can ask questions and I can better explain if somebody has questions that aren't directly answered on these. So I think that would be better. So if you want to, be there tomorrow night, you can be there tomorrow night at 7 p.m. and then I'll see how it works in my schedule. Even if we can just even if I can only do one of them a month, but it allows the community to interact on a vocal level instead of just a text level with me if you have specific questions that you want to address. So I'm going to share my screen. I think first what I want to do is kind of share with you what's been going on. Okay, we are sharing. I want to come over here first to the pool. Let me bring this over here. I got this kind of like really zoomed up because I wanted to study the actual charts and what was going on with the activity. So you guys may have noticed several days ago. Let me see if I can find where they're at. Most of them are usually, in here where you'll see them, where the algorithm will try to see if it can push past a resistance level, right? Can we get past that $5 to $6 market range, or is it going to go back the other direction, and end up being a bearish move from, a market standpoint? So when you get over here, the algorithm is looking at everything that takes place here. So what you ended up seeing today, and I want to show you this in case some of you haven't noticed it, when it will test the market to see where it needs to inject liquidity. That's all it's looking for, is where does it need the heavy liquidity at a market value to stabilize it at that market value. So if it's trying to see if it can handle a higher market value and then inject the liquidity there, but then if it still is in a bearish cycle or still moving down, it will inject at that lower level. So when you come in here and you're looking at these charts, for example, let me get rid of this for a second. I want to come down to, let me just go, let's see. I don't know. This is not the ecosystem. This is somebody else that was just adding little bits of liquidity. This is what we want to look at right here. Okay. So you'll see in the last, 1 day and 17 hours ago, you're going to see a lot of liquidity that was actually added. Here you've got over 16,000 that was added. 9 hours ago, 20,000. 9 hours ago, 10,000. Now, when I say 10,000, that's 5,000 USDT compared to $5,000 worth of MoveQuest. Then you've seen another 8,000. Then you see another almost 12,000. And a little over 16,000. Here you see 100,000 that was added. Here you see almost 90,000 that was added. So what does that tell you when you see something like this? The algorithm is supporting this market value. Okay, that means that if, MoveQuest is being sold, you're not going to see like a real crazy volatile market value. Okay, you're not going to see it go from $6.85 down to $5.80. Okay, because this is where the ecosystem says, okay, this is where it's pretty stable in this market value. It doesn't really drop much more than the $6. What is it at? When was the last time it injected at? Right around let's see, 9 hours ago, 3 hours ago, 100,000 3 hours ago. So that would have had a market value. Let me come over here and look at this. Let me go back 3 hours. Sorry, guys, I have to take a look at where this was at. Okay, it was at $6.85. Okay, so when it does that, that's where the algorithm is saying, okay, this is where it needs to be supported, because this seems to be that sweet spot, where, people are selling. So if it was going up, the market value was rising up a little bit into the $7 range, and then it's being sold back down into this range. This is the algorithm's comfort zone where it wants to really pad it. It doesn't want to pad it at a $7, $8 market value, because that's where it seems to trigger the higher amount of sales. So when it comes into that lower market value, that's where it wants to inject that heavy liquidity. So altogether today, I haven't added it up. I would guess there was 100, 200, probably $250,000 was added into the liquidity. I don't know what it was at this morning when it started. It had to be in the $400,000 range, so maybe even 300,000 or close to 300,000 that it added into the liquidity to pad that. Now, let me go and show you just on what I track on my spreadsheet so you have an idea of how that, what that looks like. When you come over here to the current liquidity, roughly 739,000, right? There's 192,000 MoveQuest tokens that are in circulation right now. There are over 800,000, 841,000 MoveQuests that are in the hatcheries, right? So with that 192,000 MoveQuests that's circulating, if you look at the liquidity, the pool is 78% fluid. Okay, most liquidity pools are 50-50. The MoveQuest pool is at 78% fluid, 21% away from being fluid, meaning that all 192,000 tokens, multiply it by the market value, the liquidity would support all of those tokens at that market value. Now, as the market value decreases, because every day people are mining tokens from their proof of physical activity, what this is telling you is that if every single token, was being mined and sold, we'd be looking at a low market value of $3.84 that the liquidity would support. And right now it's supporting that $6.82, which is where the major injection went in today. And with all of the MoveQuest tokens, this is listing everything. Okay, this is your tokens that are in circulation. You'll see it's highlighted in blue. And then what's in the hatcheries. It's at 55% fluid already, okay, for those tokens. That's not, amazing because we like to keep it in that 20-80 range, but it's still better than 50-50. It would be at a 55% able to handle and support a market value of $36.64. So this isn't giving you projections of market value. This is telling you where the liquidity pool is at and where it's stabilizing and what it's doing. So you guys understand when you go to the market and you want to see, where's the liquidity, where is it at, how many tokens are in circulation, what does this mean to you? So I kind of want you guys to understand where that's at. So we're actually in a very good position when it comes to liquidity based on the tokens that are currently circulating, which is at 192,000. So that means if people are selling their tokens, you're not going to see a major shift. You're not going to see it, boom, just drop to $3.84. It would take a lot. It would take 80% of MoveQuest being sold that's in those circulating wallets to take it down to that market value. So hopefully you guys understand, a little bit of what's taking place there. So that's how that went down. The next thing I want to do is this is a document that I am going to make available to everybody in the PDF form because I think this is important. So I'm not going to be keeping you guys on real long tonight. In light of some things that had taken place today, lots of people had contacted me with questions, and that's good, for the community to ask those questions. So this is going to help you understand the purpose of MoveQuest, the design of MoveQuest, and then I'm going to make, like I said, that hardcore utility document available to everybody. One thing we want our community to really take serious is your understanding of the crypto space and how everything works. You really need to understand crypto. And I always tell people, crypto is not a scam, okay? It is the type of projects that are created that really taint the crypto space because those projects end up becoming scams. They've done things wrong. They didn't pay attention to detail. They didn't build in a truly decentralized project that has a utility-based token versus a security. And so I want everybody to really do their deep dive into MoveQuest, really understand, what is the crypto space? Why is MoveQuest different? And I love it because Herschel shared a little clip with me, and we were called, MoveQuest, the unicorn in the crypto space, because it's really what we are. And people are starting to really, kind of pay attention to what we're doing. So take the time to understand what you are um, being a part of with MoveQuest. The first thing everybody needs to understand, MoveQuest is not a passive investment project. Okay. You're doing that physical fitness activity. All right. That's a lot of work. And it's not just going out and buying something and sitting back and passively earning, crypto or revenue here. Participating in MoveQuest, it does not require purchasing tokens. Okay. All the phantom miners allow users to engage without any upfront cost. Yes, you're going to pay that 10 cents per Trailblazer phantom miner to, record that proof of physical activity to the blockchain. But other than that, you get to use those phantom miners at no cost. So you do not have to buy the MoveQuest token to, engage with this project. The mining distribution is based on proof of physical activity, that verified movement that's submitted through your user device, and it validates via smart contracts. We don't have any fixed yield. There's no guaranteed return. You never hear us give you a guaranteed return because it's all based on your proof of physical activity, what work you do throughout a 24-hour period. And there's no passive pooling of investor funds. We have no investor money here. You don't have to supply the liquidity out of your own pocket. It doesn't work like that. Your user phones and your fitness trackers, those function as activity input devices. Okay, they transmit that physical data that's verified on chain to unlock that dynamic mining distribution. So this is a participation-based ecosystem. This is not a profit promise structure. We also have a very interactive ecosystem with utility loops, dynamic distribution, activity based on locks, no fixed APRs, no guaranteed returns, no required purchases, no pooled passive yield. So we don't have any Ponzi template here. This is not a passive security structure. We do not offer guaranteed profits. We will tell you based on community growth, what could MoveQuest look like? What does it take? Why? Because peer-to-peer community engagement is important in any crypto project. Okay. If you have a tiny little town, that town isn't always as profitable as a big city. Why? Because big cities have more people that are there with, retail stores and factories and warehouses and all types of other, business and opportunities that take place in a much larger, community of, let's say, 1 million people versus a little tiny town that may have 10,000 people in it. It's no different in the crypto space. Peer-to-peer community growth and that engagement is what makes a project thrive. User adoption, mass adoption, all of that does matter. But we do not misrepresent this project in any way, shape, or form. We, and me especially, am very upfront with everybody what to expect, what it takes, what does the future look like if this happened or that happened, why it is operating as it is now. It's no different than, Bitcoin or Ethereum. But we don't guarantee anything because it's all based on you. We don't manage your MoveQuest. Okay. You're in total control because it's completely managed by smart contracts. You're not waiting on me to push buttons and make sure you're getting, paid or anything. You push a button, you're making a call to a smart contract. You are in total control. So that's, very, very important as well. We are a blockchain enabled digital ecosystem. Okay, we incentivize physical activity through proof of physical activity. Okay, our platform, our project, our protocol integrates with smart contracts, NFT-based miners, and a dynamic token distribution system to gamify movement and reward verified participation. And all of you who are here using MoveQuest, every single thing I just stated, for a fact. MoveQuest token serves as a utility token within this ecosystem. Okay, that's what enables you access to features, activating miners, participating in different tiers, and all of your on-chain not all of them, but some of the on-chain transactions. So we are not structured or marketed as an investment vehicle. That's not what this is. You're not buying MoveQuest and sitting on it waiting for the price to go up so that you can sell it for profit. You use MoveQuest throughout the ecosystem. Participation, okay, does not require investment. This is important. It's not the only thing that makes it, different or secure, but we don't require the purchase of MoveQuest tokens. The Phantom miners allow users to engage with the ecosystem, okay, with no upfront cost. That enables participation without financial contribution. It also gives people an opportunity to learn what they are going to be involved in, to understand crypto, to be able to ask all those questions about how this works. And users, they have the option to acquire MoveQuest to access expanded features, right? To level up your miners or any of the other features, Q chips or different things like that. But token acquisition is not mandatory to participate in the mining activities. In fact, you're mining the MoveQuest. So the more MoveQuest that you're mining, you're acquiring that through your proof of physical activity. And if you stock up on it, you never have to buy MoveQuest, right? Because you've mined it. The proof of physical activity is one of the core mechanisms of MoveQuest. The mining distribution within MoveQuest is based on your verified physical activity, okay, that's submitted through your smartphone, your fitness tracker. That device serves as the activity input device, okay? It transmits that physical activity data that's validated by smart contract logic, and then it's recorded on chain. That distribution is unlocked through individual participation, okay? It's not passive ownership. You didn't just go and buy hash power or, a node that sits on a phone or something like that. You're actually moving. It's a physical activity, that input that's coming through that device that is determining the amount of MoveQuest distribution that you've mined through that proof of physical activity. There's no fixed yield, okay, with MoveQuest. There's no automatic, return just because you participated. There's no pooled, amount that's evenly distributed. The more physical activity that you do, the higher your mining is based on that physical activity. The dynamic distribution model, okay, again, no fixed APR. There's no guaranteed percentage return. There's no promised payout schedule. Why? We don't pay out. We don't have anything like that here. It's all managed by smart contracts. You're making a call to a smart contract every time you submit, every time you claim, every time you level up, anything you do, it's all managed by you. And there's no obligation to distribute profits. The distribution is activity dependent and it's participation driven. Now, again, no passive pooling of capital. MoveQuest does not pool investor capital to generate profit. Hatchery participation, that you're staking and you're farming, that does not represent an interest-bearing deposit or a pooled investment vehicle either. Your farming rewards, they require the ongoing proof of physical activity submission. They are dependent on individual activity. They're forfeited if staking terms are not met, and they do not guarantee profit or market value increase. So the rewards are distributed through programmed smart contract logic, not discretionary management, okay, of pooled funds. All of this stuff is very important for you guys to, understand. And when you look at other projects, you've got to make sure that they are building their project with the same values. We do not offer a guarantee of market value appreciation. Okay, we do not drive up the project itself. Okay, it's not designed. We don't sit behind a computer and say, "Ooh, let's drive it up so that we can entice more people, right, to buy into it or give it a false narrative based on, because a lot of people like that hype. Ooh, look, the market value is going up, 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 up. You guys have seen projects that do that. Drive up that market value, and then what happens? Everybody who's holding a lot of token, they sell it. People that have provided liquidity, they pull it. Project creators, they dump what they have, and then everybody else is left holding nothing. So we don't market, or we don't have it set up in here where we determine what that market value of that MoveQuest is. The algorithm determines when to add that liquidity value based on market conditions, but it's all based on the ecosystem, that community engagement. So we want to just make sure everybody understands how everything is working together, hand in hand with each other. That loop system that is here with MoveQuest. Our smart contracts, that you guys, that's a big part of MoveQuest. That is probably MoveQuest is super complex. Okay, and just even with the smart contracts, that's probably one of the probably the biggest challenge. Putting everything together to make it operate as independently as it does, because a lot of well, Waleed could speak more on the smart contract challenges that he has. I'm not going to get too deep into that because then I'll start making it more confusing. But that's a big deal right there because this means that everything is automated. Okay, everything is automated on chain. There's no discretionary management of user funds. Okay, for profit generation. Nobody's sitting behind a computer managing what your mining is doing. That's important. Now we've got the MQT Pay wallet that we'll be releasing soon. Okay, that functions as a full-featured DApp digital wallet. Okay, enabling storage, transfer, swapping, bridging, buying, and selling of tokens. It is infrastructure. It's not an investment vehicle. We'll have a built-in phishing detection. Okay, that will enhance your user security without altering the ecosystem's non-investment nature. The MoveQuest blockchain infrastructure is a hybrid blockchain. It's designed for scalable smart contract execution to remove the challenges that we've had with building the MoveQuest smart contracts using a lightweight node architecture. Its purpose is operational efficiency and ecosystem scalability. It does not represent an equity interest, a dividend instrument, or claim on corporate revenue. Affiliate commissions are not offered throughout the entire protocol. They are direct sale commissions. They are paid instantly in real time by smart contract management to wallet addresses associated with the activation codes. They are transactional in nature. They are not derived from passive investment returns, okay? And they do not pay MoveQuest. So where they are offered, which is only in 2 places, it's either going to reward in AVAX or it's going to reward in US. Is it USDT or are they both AVAX? I guess they're both AVAX. Both avenues are AVAX. But again, direct commission. There is no Ponzi scheme. There's no multi-level in our structure. We have a self-sustaining ecosystem. Okay, the liquidity is algorithmically generated through the ecosystem usage. It's not funded through pooled investor capital or guaranteed support mechanisms. Liquidity within MoveQuest is generated through usage-based mechanisms built into the protocol. It is not funded through pooled investor capital. That's important. Nor is it guaranteed or managed, okay, to produce that price appreciation. It will test to see where it needs to inject liquidity, but it is not going to drive up that market value for the community. You guys have heard me say that over and over and over. It will sustain it. It will test the market. It does have to buy MoveQuest from time to time, like anything else. It wants to buy the MoveQuest at a low market value, but it doesn't drive up the market value into inflationary levels or of any sort. You don't see that happen. So MoveQuest is structured as a participation-based digital ecosystem in which the tokens serve as utility tokens for access, activity validation, and on-chain functionality. The platform, again, we don't guarantee profits. Yes, you will hear me talk about where it can go. That's exciting to me. Why? Because it is, all of the money that's generated through this project, the majority of that stays with the project. That's how you get that liquidity. That's how you get that self-sustaining ecosystem. because so much of it stays within the community. It sustains itself so that you don't have to have that outside or that new investment. It's just the engagement within the protocol. The more usage of our protocol, the more projects that use MoveQuest for their own utility and mining of their token, the bigger and the better it gets. I mean, that's just common sense. That's how you build a deeper liquidity pool. That's how you build a higher market value. That's how you build sustainability and security within a project. When I say security, I don't mean securities, in the investment word. I mean your own security. The more engagement, the higher, the bigger the community, of course, the stronger the project is going to be. And when I say security, that's like for you to feel secure in a project that lasts because it's not relying upon new money coming in or constant, investor money. It doesn't exist here. It just requires active participation. That's it. And the more participation, the better the project gets. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not going to say I'm sorry for coming in and stating, yes, the more people that use it, the higher the market value, the deeper the liquidity, the more secure and stable and secure the platform, the protocol becomes, because that's just common sense and fact. If you have a couple people that are using your protocol, it's not going to really go anywhere, right? And the more people that are using this project that understand how it operates, of course, it's going to be better. So it's really important that when people do come to you and ask you, we really are designed as a utility-driven ecosystem. Okay, this is not an investment opportunity. So it's not something that you're going to just get involved in and sit back and do nothing. You have to physically be active. And the more you move, obviously, the more you mine, the more, the bigger the community. As we grow, of course, it's going to be even better. I mean, the market value will grow. I mean, look at Bitcoin. It had a few thousand people, couldn't get past $1. It's got millions of people involved in it now, and look at where its market is. It's up 55, 60,000, even over 100,000. Why? Because it's got wide adoption, whatever you want to be, whichever way you say that. And so obviously, as we grow, the better we get. So I really want people to be able to understand why we are different, why we have a different system, and we're not like these other projects that come in quick, that come in with hype, and they're gone. Now, I'm not going to comment on any recent, people have sent. And if those of you who sent it to me, you know what I'm talking about. A project that was recently, it's going through some challenges. I'm not going to comment on it because I don't know all the specifics. When that project was brought to me, I said I would stay away from it with a 10-foot pole. Now, that doesn't mean that I went into a real deep dive study on their project. I just needed to look for a few things that weren't there, and that was enough to tell me to stay away. Many people didn't listen to me, as usual. They don't. They went off on the hype. But that doesn't mean they're not going to pull out of this. It doesn't mean that they're not going to make the adjustments that are needed to be made. It just means that I want everybody to understand, when you're getting involved in something in the crypto space, you've got to be really proactive on how it was designed, how it was built, and how is it going to sustain itself. Now, I hope that the project that, those of you that had asked me questions about it today, I really hope they do recover from this. And I hope that whatever happened that caused the action is resolved, right? You never want to see a project fall or fail. You always, especially if they have good intentions. I don't know what their intentions are. I don't know them people, and I don't know what they're going to do from here on out. But if you understand the way MoveQuest was built and how it's designed, and you really pay attention to what I try to help you understand with the crypto space, right? I'm not a teacher, but I try to give you the best of my knowledge. I try to share it to the best of my understanding and what I've learned from 2009 to now in the crypto space, so that you're better prepared, so you don't make mistakes and you don't lose your money. We want people to lose money. We want people to make money. We want to make a difference in people's lives. We're not a hypey project. We have 25 At most, we have 2,500 users that are submitting on a day-to-day basis. Okay, that tells you right there, we're strong. Okay, we didn't bring in hundreds of millions of dollars into this project, not even close, nowhere near it. We didn't operate on pre-sales. We didn't operate on hype. We give you guys the facts. We try to educate you and tell you exactly what MoveQuest is, what to stay away from, what to pay attention to, and to really lock in and understand crypto. Crypto is a very, very powerful space. It's a life-changing space. But you got to make sure you're involved in the right projects. And if you're not sure about the project, that you go into it with your eyes open and expect to lose money before you make money. Okay. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're just getting involved in crypto, expect to lose some money if you're not sure of what you're doing. I'm not saying with MoveQuest, but in projects in general. I mean, it's hard to lose money when you can mine using the phantom miners, right? Until you understand it. But if you are just kind of playing around and dabbling around in it and buying tokens and, seeing what they're going to do, chances are you'll lose some of your money. But if you're careful and if you educate yourself or try to understand this space, your chances are a lot less. And we do give you guys a whole lot of information when it comes to this space. So pretty much, I mean, I know that's 46 minutes. I said I wouldn't be on here very long. I want everybody to really understand where we are. I'm not going to comment on that other project just because it's not my place, right? It's not up to me to do that. And I really do wish them the best. I hope everything works out and I hope that it, thrives and does well. But for MoveQuest, I want you guys to understand how we are built, how we function, and how we operate, and why we are different. And then tomorrow night, like I said, if you guys want to come into Zoom, it'll be at 7 o'clock. Guess my bloodhound won't be here. It'll just be me at home. I can stay on all night long if we need to. But I want to be able to answer people's questions if you have them.
And
Now,
just
I'm
so
not somebody, I'll tell you guys right now, if somebody comes in and they think they're going to get all snarky with me, I am the best at snark. Okay. So come in and be nice and we'll just have fun and answer those questions. Because yeah, I'm a very nice person until I'm not. So let's all be nice tomorrow night. Because I've had people come in and they be like, ring, ring, ring. They don't even know what they're talking about, and I will put you in your place real fast.
And before, just to make sure for complete clarification across the board, that is at 7 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow.
Yep.
And
Yep.
are
On
you
Friday.
going to do that on the webinar or are you going to do that on a Zoom? We're going to send out the Zoom link.
We're going to have to send out a Zoom link, or I won't be
Okay.
able to open it up.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
we'll send that out. I'll do it through a phone notification, and we'll
Okay.
also you guys can add it into Discord, and I'll have Waleed add it
Okay.
into the dashboard as well.
Perfect. Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, listen, we definitely appreciate that. We got just a couple quick questions and then we'll let everybody go for this evening. Let me see. The 50% commission on the is that a long-term plan for on the dock slots?
Permanent.
Permanent?
Yeah, not dock slots, but on the Trailblazer, Explorers, and in the
Right.
chips.
Right. Okay. All right. And then let me see. Mr. Johnson mentions one thing that would be nice to cover is what the big picture and benefits of having our own blockchain represents.
Oh, a whole lot. We'll go over that tomorrow night too.
Yeah, so that'll be another cut. I guess you've touched on many of those aspects on various calls or whatever, but we maybe just in one of these calls, it's kind of like what you did just now. Very understandable, easy to follow. We're gonna have to do a call on that just so people can really wrap their head around it. So that'll be good.
Yeah,
Brown,
maybe we
is
won't
there-
go into a deep dive on the blockchain tomorrow night, but I'll just touch on it a little bit to give you guys some understanding of why it's important for MoveQuest to do this and why we are doing it. And luckily, we've got a very proactive developer in Waleed, because
Right.
I've been dropping that hint to him since day one, and he kept telling me, no, 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 no. But he's been building that blockchain now for almost 2 years. And it takes, I don't know if you guys realize how much money it takes. And if you research it online, you'll see 50 to $100 million generally to, execute a very solid, working blockchain. And so we were able to do that because of how he methodically, built and positioned our blockchain. So we're in very good shape to be able to do that. We've spent nowhere near that, obviously, um, to create that blockchain. And I'm very grateful to Wally that he does pay attention to me, even sometimes when I think he doesn't. And was putting that into place for us because that was a really nice surprise.
We have several questions, and I know you mentioned it, but prior to tonight's call, I know you kind of shifted it a little bit tonight. In reference to the numbers that you were going to go over and what it could take
That's tomorrow night.
That's what tomorrow night's call is for,
Yep.
everyone. All
Correct. I just moved it to tomorrow night and do an open mic. That way, I think it's easier because then people can ask me specific questions in regards to what I'm talking about instead of me just doing a blanket overview and not really understanding it.
Okay. And
I thought it was important to go over what I did today because I've had so many. I mean, I've still got messages. I've just seen like the notification. It's the same topic. So if I don't answer you guys, I'm kind of answering you on this with what I went over tonight.
Yeah.
So don't expect me to reply to all of them because there's probably another 40 or 50 of them there.
Okay. Yeah, and we'll make sure it's recorded too as well, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Not tomorrow night, but what I went over tonight was recorded.
Oh, no. So no recording for tomorrow night is what you're saying?
No, I'm not going to record it because we're going to do open mic, right? So everybody can inject whatever they want, and you can't
Okay.
control that.
Got it. Just correcting that. Right there.
Yeah, you're.
All right. Let me see.
That's one of those. If you want to be involved, you have to show up.
Let's see. Is it possible? I just want to make sure on this reset for those of you that are switching out mining capacity and things of that nature to make sure that you're in under the 90 days. I mean, we can simply look at the calendar and count 90 days from now to May 13th. Keep in mind that depending on whether or not you've already submitted for yesterday or not.
And then we'll ask Wally because I think there's like that 2-day buffer on the. I think he's on this
I got
call.
it.
There
Maybe.
is.
I'm bringing him in right now.
There is. Technically, they do have. Well, it's
That extra
possible
2
that
days.
people will be able to utilize 2 days but that's especially for new people. That's only if their app recorded healthy physical activity for yesterday for the 2 days. Because
Yeah.
if they start tomorrow or they start the next day, if their app did not record healthy physical activity, then they won't have anything to submit. So they're out of luck.
Yeah.
But those who did capture healthy physical activity, they got 2 days. So there's a chance that people still have 2 days.
Yeah, and he said he's on. So
Yeah,
if you did have anything to add in
clicked
addition
him.
to that.
Yeah, you got to click the little button. You should be able to come in. There you go.
Yeah, because technically on the 14th, they'll be able to submit data for the 12th and the 13th. If it's in their phone.
Yeah, I mean, even if somebody, just started, they would get the 2 days previous activity
Hello.
as long as they've got Health Connect on or whatnot. Hey,
Yes,
Wally,
sir.
how you
So
doing?
Top G, welcome.
I don't know if it works or not. I had to mute like 3 buttons to get into.
Yeah, me
So
too.
yeah. All right. Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to intervene just to talk about the mirror challenge and just to tell all the users that you can just submit. So today you will have another button in the interface, which is a recalculate button for all people that miss it, for example, that submitted, then reset 2, 3 times afterward, being submitting with the same doc, etc. So I know it's a little bit confusing, but remember this. All the submissions are recorded inside this smart contract. The rest is just interface. And even if you upgraded your doc, you've submitted, you reset, and you think that you are 1, 2 days off, etc. So you will have a recalculate button tomorrow in the website, in the same I mean, in the same block for the mirror challenge, and you would just have to click the recalculate, and you can do it as much time as you want if you reset, for example, the wrong way, etc. So you can always click recalculate, and it's going to regenerate all the data depending on your submissions for the whole challenge. So you can even do that. The last day. So yeah. So if any confusion is coming from the reset, from the doc selected, etc., tomorrow you will have a recalculate button. It's going to basically go through all your submissions again, and it will clear any confusion. So it's going to select the best doc for the best duration, etc., etc. And yeah, so I've prepared the update for tomorrow. It's going to be there. Uh, I had a lot of feedback about the challenge. I had people that were saying that they did, for example, the submissions with the right doc, then click it reset. So it was resetting just after these 2 days. We had people that were saying that, okay, so if we fail the challenge with 90 days, but after the 90 days, we want to lower the dock. Can we do that, etc.? So yeah, you can do it. And it's going to be solved, but by just one button by tomorrow, you will find it in the interface.
And I also want to add real quick, Waleed, so you can kind of, in case somebody has questions, we are going to change the submission to USDT. So you will still need AVAX to cover your gas fees and USDT to cover your proof of physical activity submission fee. But that, it may take a week before that complete conversion is done. Waleed's going to try to get it done sooner than that, but you can expect that to happen over the next 7 days, sometime, anytime between, by the end of the weekend, to Wednesday, Thursday next week. So that will, and I get it. I totally understand, because if you purchased AVAX to cover, let's say, 1 month's worth of submissions, and then all of a sudden AVAX drops from $13, $14 down to $8, you need more AVAX, right? Our fee inside the app for the submission didn't change, but because AVAX dropped, now you need more AVAX. So we'll do the submission proof of physical activity in the USDT. That way everybody can, be sure that you've got enough there and that the market value isn't going to drop, because USDT does fluctuate between 99 cents and $1, but a penny is not like dollars, with the AVAX fluctuation that we're seeing right now. So I don't know if you want to add to that, Waleed, or not, time frame wise, what we're looking at, but is a week safe to say?
Yeah, a week is pretty much safe to say. Maybe before a week, maybe early on, but yeah, let's say a week for the implementation. Just to tell the reason why, because USDT is a token, AVAX is the native token of the blockchain, so they work differently in the code. So we need to update the app, we need to update the website to reflect the proper value, to send the fees as token, not as the currency of the blockchain. But yeah, a week would be fair to say, a week. So it will be there. For the new users, they will have to adapt, meaning that they will need AVAX plus USDT to start their first submission. Uh, I mean, for the old users, it's pretty fine. I mean, they are used to use MQT in the internal wallet. They are used to use the Q chip to mint the uh, I mean the miners inside the app, so it's not much different.
So hopefully that everybody should love that. You guys have been asking, and we finally did it, especially with AVAX low like it is. We can do that on Bullish Moon as well, right, Waleed?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if Bullish Moon would like that to be also added into theirs, we can upgrade that at the same time.
Options. Options. I like options. I like
We
options.
do our best, you know. We try to make it as good as we can.
So I just want to restate what we just said so that there's complete clarification. 'Cause I already see the messages coming in right now. Moving forward, we will be able to submit our proof of physical activity with USDT that we deposit into our internal wallet. Will
Correct.
we have the choice of using either one of them or just USDT for now?
That's a Waleed question.
That's a leaded question.
Well, I mean, I don't
I
care
can
if it, we can, I'm
I'm
sure
just
I
asking
mean,
because
I
I
don't
know the
mind
questions that
having,
I'm gonna get. So I just wanted to be clear. We can go and get
well,
it out
here's
the way
the
right now.
thing. I mean, people that understand crypto, AVAX, there's no guarantee it's going to continue to go down or no guarantee it's going to go up. But think about it like this. If AVAX is $8 right now and it goes back up to, it's what it pretty much was staying steady at $21, you can almost triple your money in that. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. You're going to double it plus. So people that are holding on to AVAX, you don't really want to sell it right now for USDT because you're going to, I mean, the chances of you being able to profit from the market value increase when it recovers is huge. Then when it
Absolutely.
increases, you'd want to sell it for the USDT.
Well,
So I think it's good to give the option of either or, Waleed, if it's possible, instead of locking everybody into USDT, because now you're back at the same point or position where you have to sell a token that's at a lower market value than a higher. So if it's possible to give the option to use whichever one they want of the two, that's even better. If it's not and it makes it more time sensitive to get it done, or if it's more challenging to get it done, then I would say just go with USDT because that's the best option.
and one thing I wanted to add to what you were just saying, Miss Lynette, and I think, I don't want to be presumptuous, but I think I speak for a lot of people within the community. I understand exactly what you're saying. If you're one of those individuals that actually has, when we say holding AVAX and using it towards your covering your submission fees, holding AVAX in your account is going to be a little different than many of us. In that some of us are putting $40 in AVAX in our account, and when the price of AVAX drops, that makes a significant difference for the week. It's not that we're holding it, waiting. We got enough of it sitting. We're just pinching off of it every day and, letting the rest of it just ride, and we'll realize that value in the future or what have you.
Right.
So,
I'm talking about people that are actually they have a portfolio of crypto. AVAX happens to be one of
right,
them, is
right.
what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I want
Exactly.
I want to give a comment really quick because I
Yeah.
personally submit as well my activity. But when AVAX goes low, like it is the case right now, what I'm doing is that I'm feeding my internal wallet each day. So I'm not
Yep.
losing anything if I send AVAX right now that I just swap it and that I've submitted in the next 5 minutes or 3 minutes
Right.
or whatever. Uh, yeah. So this is said, we are going to give the two options in the app. So before you submit, you will have a checkbox to choose either you want to submit with AVAX or USDT. and you can do both. So if you want to just feed your internal wallet and keep it for 1 week or 1 month, you can do that without the risk of dropping in value.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Perfect. Perfect.
Well,
And for you traders, you can swap it back and forth.
absolutely.
No, that's the hardest part about the ecosystem right now, right? I mean, obviously submissions come in at the market value that AVAX is currently
Right.
at, but when it's when you're looking at what it has banked, and I mean it could triple, quadruple, what the ecosystem has, but it has an algorithm, so it has to follow regardless of the market value of AVAX. So like today, you see almost $300,000 go into a liquidity pool. You're looking at that, and I'm looking, I'm like, oh God, if it just went up to, $16, it would have been 600,000 that, would have been injected. Or if it went up to, what, it's 8 times 3, what, $24, you're looking at 900,000, almost $1 million that goes in. But that's not how the system works. It works on a day-to-day trend, what the system is doing, blah blah blah. So it's, I would love to see AVAX go up, because literally you could see that liquidity like really go really good, based on just the market value going up. So I'm with all of you. I hate seeing the AVAX as low as it is. But for those of you that do have a portfolio of it, and even like the ecosystem itself, it can really benefit as well from holding it in the market value increasing, just like with MoveQuest. MoveQuest is, I love watching MoveQuest, because if you guys are into crypto and you really pay attention to what other tokens and stuff are doing, MoveQuest is not very volatile. You don't see wide dips in the market, and it always bounces back and sustains itself because of the ecosystem that's in place. So that's, maybe it's not the market value we'd like to see it at right now, but it's a very healthy market value that's stable. And like, community growth, engagement, more adoption, the better everything becomes, project wide. So yeah, but I'm one of these hawks. I'm always watching crypto. I can't get away from it. I don't want to get away from it. I'm totally addicted to crypto. I love it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Waleed, this is not me asking this question. It's just so pretend like it's not me. Okay. Um, is it still possible that the blockchains will be ready by by April the 1st?
Can you say it again?
Is it still
Well,
possible?
let me answer that first. Okay. What he's asking is, will the blockchain be ready by April 1st? Waleed is going to tell you yes, absolutely. And I am going to still tell you not to plan on it until the middle of May, for one of two reasons. One, I am right now working very closely with marketing options, because we want to have more than 2,500 users engaged in that blockchain. While we're starting out with user adoption on that blockchain, we are not going to hastily uh, open up and deploy that blockchain until I am 100% certain that we're going to do very well with it. So I already know what Waleed's going to say, because he's already told me it can be ready by April 1st, but I don't know that we'll be ready by April 1st. And so I wouldn't expect it before May 15th. In fact, I'd almost plan on it being the middle of May. So that question has been asked on many calls, and I'm just going to keep telling you guys, do not plan on April 1st. We extended the mirror miner because I really am focused on the middle of May. Even if Waleed does have it ready, we want to make sure that people are able to test it very well on the test net. We don't want to have any issues. We want it to be completely solid. I want to be 100% confident in exactly what that blockchain does. And I also want to make sure that our marketing is ready to go, so that we can be splashed all over the internet as the next badass blockchain in the crypto space. And so we are not going to launch prematurely. We're going to make sure that we roll this out the right way, plain and simple.
Perfect, perfect. So that answers the next question that I have received several of. That means that whether your mirrored miner course 90 days is over or not, no one will have their miners their miners can't be used because the blockchains won't be available to start mining on until after May 13th, at least. So,
Well, that
given that,
doesn't mean that well, I'm going to interrupt you so you don't have to
okay,
keep going deep in the
okay,
question. That doesn't mean that the other blockchains won't be deployed,
okay,
okay, or even a couple of them. And they do need to be deployed in order for you to mint those miners. Okay, we don't have an inventory of miners that are being sent out. You're actually going to mint those in real time. So even if the MoveQuest blockchain hasn't been launched, it doesn't mean that Waleed won't begin to deploy the other blockchains. They're not going to all come out on the same day. Okay, they will be coming out one, and then the next one, and then the next one. All right, so as those are deployed, if your 90 days are up, and Wally can correct me if I'm wrong, you will be able to claim your mirrored miners for the blockchain that has been deployed. And that doesn't mean they
Exactly.
don't have to all go out at the same time. If you started submitting later than somebody else did, somebody else, the person, you're going to be able to mint those miners in real time as the blockchain is deployed on your submissions and what you have coming, not based on what somebody else's time frame is. So hopefully that answered that question.
yes.
Can you imagine the nightmare if we deployed all 6 blockchains at the same time? That will never happen. They'll be coming up, one at a
There
time.
is a worse. No, there is a worse nightmare, which
Oh, what
is
is that?
deploying all the blockchain that works with AVAX for the submissions, then asking to switch to USDT, and this should go through all the 6 blockchains or the 7
Oh
blockchains.
yeah,
So
you got
yeah,
your work cut out for you, buddy.
changes are the worst nightmare.
But you guys have been working with us for how long? You guys know when we do things, even if it does have a little hiccup here or there, they get fixed right away. And normally everything we do goes off without a hitch.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Any other questions?
Believe we got it for now. I know you got one here. While he's here too, is there any status on the contracts / token information being on the dashboard?
Yeah, Waleed and I still need to meet on that. So, Waleed, if you and I meet tomorrow and I give you exactly the setup, do you think we can get that? Well, that shouldn't take long, should it, to put on the site?
And it will be fast to do, really quick.
Okay. So we'll try to shoot to get it done tomorrow or Saturday. We've been inundated this week with all kinds of craziness.
Okay. Okay. And yes, everyone, I will ask Miss Lynette again in reference to recording tomorrow, even if it means I have to do a boatload of editing. All right. I'm going to ask. I cannot promise anything, but I will ask. Hint, hint. So, all right, Miss Lynette, I appreciate it. Mr. Waleed, thank you for chiming in, giving us your words of wisdom and knowledge in reference to everything that's going on and how things are working. Hayden, thank you, sir, for showing up, showing out, participating as always.
My absolute
As
pleasure. And a
always.
big plug this Saturday on the Super Saturday event. Miss Lynette Artin will be the special guest appearance.
Think anybody will show? All right. Well, that's definitely a positive there, sir. Definitely a positive. And I'm trying
Beautiful.
to, it's not giving
12
me.
o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
All right.
And look out for the details on X.
All right. Well, we're going to let everybody have it for the rest of the evening. We want to thank all of you for showing up, listening in, and we look forward to the next one, you guys.
All right, everybody, good night.
Thanks a lot, Herschel.
Hey, yeah!
across. I'm counting the gains and I'm burning the low. My phone is my compass, the satellite's my guide. I got a digital engine burning deep inside. From the city concrete to the mountain mud, riding a contract in my own red blood. The trail is calling and it don't take no. I got 1,000,000 miles left to go. It's a world without borders, a map without end. Every mile I conquer is a digital friend. I'm out on the MoveQuest trail. I'm a hurricane wind in a tattered sail. Every step is a token, every mile is a win. I'm shedding the past and the original sin. Tracked by the light, watered by the sun. The quest ain't over till the work is done. MoveQuest trail. Oh yeah. Napoleon Hill said go the extra mile. I'm doing it now with a honest smile. Bedrolls are shouting, don't you dare slow down. I'm the king of the trail, I don't need a crown.